Hi, everybody, and welcome to episode 20X of the Touhou podcast.
You're too lazy to look it up before we even started.
No, there is an actual reason for it being episode 20X.
Well,
It's because
please enlighten me.
it's not an official episode,
This
so
is a point episode.
it's more like a point episode, or it's an episode that deviates from the normal timeline and thus may only be represented with an X instead of the next number in line. Right?
What?
What? I just gave that explanation and that's all you had to say to me?
I was trying to read something.
God damn it. So this is the Touhou podcast with your host, VS3025, and his not listening co-host. God damn it.
You always fuck that up.
Not always.
Almost always.
Some of the time.
Most of the time.
Some of the time.
Most of the time. We can argue like this back and forth for a while.
Clappy, just say
Yes.
your name.
Why do I have to say my name? You just said my name.
Say your name.
Clappy.
Thank you for introducing yourself to the audience.
Well, you're welcome.
Oh, and we have no actual guest host tonight because this is a spur of the moment kind of thing. I was thinking about this today at work, and I was like, oh, we should just record a podcast. But it won't be a podcast about Touhou, it'll be a podcast about nothing.
What brought this up? I don't get it. I'm confused.
Well, enough people have asked me about a podcast, I figured I'd at least do something.
You got to give what the viewers want. All 6 of them.
Yes. So, we're just going to talk for a while tonight. Not about Touhou, so if you want to listen to anything Touhou related, well, there'll be some music, but other than that, there's not a lot going on. We haven't done anything related to Touhou lately, have we? Lately. Sorry, I mispronounced on accident. It's not like I don't know how to say the word.
Well,
So, this is our test
No.
our test recording run on my new PC. We're having immense difficulties actually being able to record in the way I want to record, so we'll see if this works or not. It should. I don't like the new Skype.
And?
It's putting your name in the corner of my screen.
So?
What?
What corner? Why I see no corner?
Well, top right corner.
No, see mine is different. Like it changed itself somehow. And so I have 3 separate windows right now.
Yeah, Skype's like into all these windows and shit, and I don't like that.
So yeah, there's that.
Oh, but it is our program, so that's what we're using.
Well, it's a program.
Yes. Well, we don't have another program to use, so.
I see.
But my new computer is nice, so it was worth it
I see.
to lose the ability to record, to be able to play Battlefield 3.
Glorious Battlefield 3.
So, what are we going to talk about tonight? Well, whatever the fuck I feel like talking about. So there you go. I guess it will be a little bit of... We'll mention, okay, so tomorrow we're going to NakaCon. Right, Clappy?
Uh-huh.
And we might see some Touhou-related things there. I think I is going to be there tomorrow.
He said he was going to be there. Or, yeah.
He did when we talked to him last. He sent me a message on YouTube the other night and told me to have my interview skills sharpened.
Oh, God. Are you going to bring the recorder tomorrow?
I am going to bring the recorder, but I'm not sure I'm going to talk to anyone because I'm really not that interested in doing it this time.
Uh-huh.
but I'm gonna bring it just in case I suddenly get interested.
Kind of like this podcast out of nowhere.
Right, right, right. So, and we may or may not go to the Touhou panel tomorrow.
Uh-huh.
It's not until like 5 or 4 is the problem.
I see.
But we don't really have a pressing issue to leave early because we're not facing a 3 hour drive.
Facing a probably what, half-hour drive in an
20
hour.
minutes.
So
Well,
yeah.
from Chris's house, it's about a half hour. Maybe a little
Eh,
longer, 35, 40 minutes. From my house, it's about a half hour. So we're right on the doorstep at NakaCon. Actually, it's not a half hour from my house. It's about 20 minutes from my house. I need to look up and see the exact directions to the place. But I've been over to the convention center before. Well, not to the convention center, but a place I applied for a job at was in the same complex as the convention center. So I've been there, but I don't really remember exactly what road to turn on or something. But it's right off 435, so it won't be a big deal. Uh, so yeah, we're gonna be there tomorrow. So there may be some additional recording tacked onto this podcast, like part two or something at the convention, but don't look for it. But I'm just saying it is a possibility,
uh-huh.
especially if we go to the Toho panel and it's shitty. But I really I'm afraid to go because of how shitty it's gonna be.
So
Clappy, my heart can't take it. My gentle heart.
gentle.
Yes, my gentle heart can't take it.
Uh-huh.
Oh, so we'll see what happens with that. It would be funny though. I'm sure if we meet Aya there, he would convince us to go to it. So, other than that, that sentence sounded so weird. I'm sure if we meet Aya there, he'll convince us to go to it.
Yes. Yes, I did pick up on that.
I don't remember what Aya's name is.
I don't think he ever gave us his name.
No, it did.
Well, I wasn't paying enough
I
attention to
know his
actually get
YouTube
his name.
name, but I don't know if I should be referring to him as his YouTube name or not.
It's Aya.
Yes.
Oh God, I hope he hears this.
Oh, no, no one needs to hear this.
People are gonna be hearing this though.
Yeah. Okay, so did you go shoot your gun today?
I did.
So anyway, here's the story. Last weekend, me and Clappy drove all around the greater Kansas City area for the better part of about 7 hours. Because what we got back to my place about 6 in the evening,
Something like that, I guess. I don't
and
know.
we left at 10 in the morning, 10:30.
Sure.
But really, we left. Man, we got lunch at about 10:30 and or 11, and drove. Well, yeah, we were good. A good 6 or 7 hours of driving around Kansas City, going to gun shops and pawn shops. And Clappy bought something.
Clappy did buy something.
Tell the audience what you bought, Clappy.
Bought a gun. Do I need to specify what kind of gun?
I think the people would want to know. Yes,
What the people want to know?
they're gonna know.
They're gonna know, so you're gonna make me tell them now?
Yes,
What are you gonna do if I don't tell them?
I'll tell them.
Uh-huh. This is funny. It's it's strange is the way you seem to think that you can force me to do something over the internet when we're about an hour apart from each other right now.
Clappy, I
What?
know the fact that I could be disappointed in two is more than you could possibly bear.
Yeah, but I also know that me doing this is exactly why I'm here.
Clappy, just tell the fucking people what sort of gun you bought.
Oh God. Bought a FNH or Fabrique Nationale Herstal, whatever it is, FNX 9mm. So FNX 9.
It was a very nice pistol.
Shot it today. It was.
You
I'm
know,
afraid to say, but it was what I expected.
what's that?
It's got problems.
Oh,
Like
really?
it's no jamming, no failures of fire, nothing like that. But it's kind of weird. I'm not sure if it needs to be broken in more or if it's broken, but it doesn't always lock the slide back after you empty the magazine.
Huh.
So like usually whenever you fire a pistol, you fire until the slide locks back. You eject the magazine, put a new one in, and hit the forward release, and the slide goes forward. It didn't always do that. About half the time it did, half the time it didn't, which is kind of funky. And then
Yeah, that's not good.
no, that's something is kind of I'm kind of questioning. And the other thing was the loaded chamber indicator on the side is broken. It doesn't show anything, which I didn't think was important at the time, but I'm now wondering if those two things happen to be related in any way. I'm thinking I might need to call that place up and be like, "Hey, what's up?"
Yeah, I
Although
don't know what their return. We should have asked what their fucking return policy is before we bought that gun.
I should have asked a lot of things before I bought that gun. I did not.
It was spur of the moment. He got a good deal. Apparently, he got a shitty deal.
I yeah, I probably overpaid for it anyway. But
Not really.
well, I mean, because it was 550, but you can get them online new for 550, and I think it was used.
Oh, it was definitely used after
So
seeing the receipt from someone else that had done it before you. Whether
right,
it's used and not shot or used and shot at some point, I don't know. But sounds like it was used and shot and
and
broke.
possibly sold back because it was
Shitty.
problems. So it seems like anyway. So there's that. And it made me sad. But it still shoots. It's probably accurate. I don't know. I'm a very shitty shot as of now.
Oh, really? Did you have some papers to shoot at?
I had paper plates.
Paper plates.
Paper plates.
That'll do.
Cheap things to shoot at.
Firing at the head, huh?
Eh, about 10 yards. Didn't really need much bigger than that. Which was, yeah, I was not very good with it.
Was there anyone else out there? It was pretty fucking cold today, so I
There
imagine.
were there were other people out there.
Isn't there just two lanes to shoot?
See that was I went to a different one.
Oh,
The one I
really?
went to before only has two, and it's a 25 and 50, and it's just like a gravel parking lot,
Right.
and then like gravel kind of leaning up to the pass, and that's about it. And
Huh.
then a couple berms. And the one that's south of here, which is only about 10 minutes away, not even that really. It's got three, and it's a little bit nicer. It's got a 25, 50, and 100.
How many people were there?
Let's see. There were two guys shooting the 25 that I kind of shared with. They were very nice
Oh, really? Did you tell them it was your
fellows.
first time shooting?
I did tell them it was my first time shooting that gun. It was first. It was a new gun. It's the first gun I owned. And then there was another couple people in the other lane in the 50.
Was there anyone shooting anything interesting?
The two guys in the 25 were shooting revolvers, and the other one was shooting an automatic, but I don't think it was anything.
And
It was a pistol. Sorry, semi-automatic pistol.
okay, those two words are very different. Semi-automatic and automatic.
Automatic is used to kind of refer to semi-automatics, but yes, I know what you mean. It was
I'm
not a
not a
fully automatic.
pistol guru like you, I guess.
Well, fuck.
I
That's
know.
not
I
like I
kind of
am
wish you
either.
went on a different day because I want to go.
Well, it only cost about $30 to go. Although I did go through the ammo like in about 30 minutes.
Is that why it cost you $30 to go, or did you have to pay?
It cost me $30 for my ammo. Yes.
Okay, so the actual range was free.
Yep. You just roll in, slap down your guns, and start shooting.
Did they allow anything that place?
They supposedly do not allow shotguns,
Well, that's understandable.
but I'm not really sure if anyone would stop you if you brought a shotgun.
Uh, Shooting a shotgun at a range is pointless anyway. It's really only pointing to shoot a shotgun if you have clays to shoot at. So,
Yeah, or if you had slugs.
I mean, I just really don't see the point of bringing a shotgun to the range unless you have targets to shoot at like clays. But anyway, that's my opinion on it.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm gonna. I got my tax return today.
Yeah, how much money did you get back?
I got a total of $1,243 back.
That's almost an FS 2000.
Or it is a 5.7 or an FAL.
Oh my.
I just have to decide which one I want more
Between the three or between the two?
between the two. The FS 2000 can wait. Because I really don't want the FS 2000. It's a problem. I wanted an F2000S, which is different. And have they not being imported into America anymore. That made their price go up from the last time I looked. When I looked before, an F2000S was a FS 2000 was about $1,500, and F2000S was about $1,700. And now F2000Ss are around $2,200. So you can definitely tell their price has gone up.
But FS 2000s have not.
No, but they're still being imported.
Yeah.
It's the F2000S that they stopped making, and that's the one I want.
Uh huh.
Well, I would take an FS 2000 if I could get it in black. I don't like the green color though. So I
There's
don't,
that.
but I don't know if I could get it in black is a problem. I mean, I can get my own optics for it if I even
Yeah,
wanted optics, which
you
I
would.
do.
I've
uh,
heard the iron sights are very bad on the FS 2000.
yeah, and like I was reading those reviews about the F2000S optics, and they all said the standard optics were kind of shitty for the price increase that it led to.
Uh huh.
But they looked cool.
I swear to God, it looks cool, so you should buy it. No.
Clappy, I use that methodology in very. I have a room full of figures, Clappy, that are a testament to that very logic.
That's different.
No, it's not.
Figures don't have a fucking function besides sitting there and looking nice.
That's pretty much all I want this gun for, Clappy.
Well, then why don't you just go out and buy a fucking airsoft gun? You'll get the same fucking thing.
No, because I
No.
it's also shoot.
Well, see, then there you go.
Why can't it look cool and shoot?
Well, it'll shoot. It's just the quality of how well it
Well,
will
that's
shoot
why I'm
and how
not
much
getting
you have
the
to spend it.
FS2000. That's why I'm getting a rifle that I'm actually getting for its function instead of its fucking look.
Or a pistol.
Or a pistol, which is also function over look.
I don't know, FS or the 5.7 doesn't look bad at all.
No, it looks sexy as hell, but that's not why I'm getting it. I'm getting it because the round is amazing.
The round is amazing.
I think it's
Amazingly expensive.
amazingly, it's not that expensive. You can get a box for $20.
And we're gonna get back to the comparing how much I have to spend to ammo, comparing how much you have to spend for ammo.
Comparing how many times I have to shoot a super mutant once the apocalypse comes, comparing to how many times you have to shoot a super mutant.
5.7 is not very good for shooting
Super mutants.
soft targets.
I know. Okay, when I have to shoot a raider in metal armor.
Fair enough.
That's funny. See, but if I get an FAL now, that would be expensive to shoot, I think.
Yeah, it probably would.
But man, that FAL, the more I think about it, the back of the stock looks a little dorky, but it did. I think overall it looked good.
Yeah, I'd want to ask him if you could shoot it before you use it or buy it. Should have done that with the fucking FNX9, but
Yeah.
well.
See, that's the problem. If that guy ripped you off on the FNX9, I'm not very happy about it. But
Well,
I'm also kind of embarrassed that we were such poor consumers.
to a
Like,
degree, yes.
like we got, like we got what we deserved.
Oh yes, it was. It was not in any way is like a duping me out of something.
No, you didn't ask any questions, and he didn't tell you any answers.
I asked him if it was used, and
He
I
said,
didn't actually.
I
I
think
didn't hear
I
what he
thought he said
said.
no. I thought he said I thought you said is it new, and I thought he said yes.
See, that's what I thought too. I said, "Is this new?" And he said, "I don't know." You know, well, it's got the case. And I was like, "Okay, does that imply that it's
Okay,
new?"
I think yeah, maybe he didn't say it was new, but he heavily implied it was new without saying yes or no.
So yeah, there's that.
So I don't know. I kind of want to go to that other gun store that we went to where we bought the ammo. Those guys
Yeah,
are pretty cool,
I don't know.
and so are the
Yeah,
guys at the first gun store. Really,
first
I
gun
think
store wasn't bad.
the gun store we actually bought a gun at was the rudest gun store, in my opinion.
No, I don't know. I think maybe that last. Well,
Okay, you are you talking about the fourth one?
okay, I don't even remember what the order is anymore.
Okay, we went the one in Raytown that we bought the ammo from. Did you think they
Yes.
were rude?
No, well, the only thing I didn't like was it looks like the guy who owned the place was very loud and outspoken. Not necessarily that's a bad thing. I just don't know how he feels on things.
Like, I don't know. We didn't. Did we talk to the owner? We talked to
No,
like one
but
guy.
I could hear him talking to someone else, and
Oh,
that was really
I mean, the only problem was that place was busy as fuck
and tiny.
and tiny, but they still had a good selection of pistols. Better than the huge store that didn't have shit for pistols.
Yeah, huge store that. Yeah, but huge store had a pretty good selection for rifles at least.
Random ass rifles that I don't care about.
There was a few good ones in there.
There was a couple, but I don't really care about military rifles. I really don't care about some random ass Walmart rifle.
They had a Scar there.
I know, and that's what I said. They had a couple,
So yeah, there's that.
and we never saw a F2000.
You didn't.
You did, you asshole.
I saw an F2000. I saw an F2000.
At least I got to see a 5.7, even if I didn't touch it, because it was at a horribly overpriced Bass Pro Shop. In case you're wondering, a 5.7 costs about $1,000, so this is for the viewers, by the way, or the listeners. So I'm considering dropping a significant chunk of change for this pistol. The
I don't know if I really buy your argument that the store that I bought the gun from was really rude. Just
maybe they were also busy. I don't know. I'm just unhappy that your pistol's not working right. If,
well, I'm just slightly curious what's causing it. If it's like a actual pistol defect, it may still actually be underneath warranty.
right.
But if it's like it's just a breaking in process, so I don't know. I need to
Okay, I'll hold
get
off on
some
my
information.
opinion of that store until they attempt to resolve or not resolve your issue. If they are courteous with you in resolving your pistol issue, I will consider them a polite store. If they
Also,
are
they have an FAL.
also they have an FAL I want, and the price wasn't bad on it.
Yeah, although it's the like knockoff FAL.
I wonder if that would really work any differently than the normal FAL.
Don't know.
I've heard such good things about the FAL, but I've only heard that from one person, a guy down the street who I went to a garage sale, and he was telling me about his gun collection. And he said he used to have an FAL, but he got rid of it, and he was comparing the FAL to the M14. And his comparison was basically there was no comparison. The FAL was, amazing, according to him.
I've heard good things about FN in general.
Yeah. So I just had to toss a coin in the air and decide if I want a pistol or rifle. The thing is, I think, like I could get a 5.7 anytime. I think getting a hold of a FAL will be tougher. On the other hand, I don't think that FAL in the shop's going anywhere.
Also possible.
Like he said when I told him I may be back later, he's like, "He'll be here, probably." Yeah. Like, he said it'll be here like he's 100% sure it'd be there, and then after about a 5 second pause, he's like, "Probably." So I guess he's allowing the 1% chance someone would buy it. I don't know. So, where the fuck would I even keep a fucking FAL? I could also take that money and buy figures.
Yeah.
I mean, that's 10 rens. Actually, that's not really 10 rens. That's more like 6 or 7. I don't know. Did we ever explain our penchant for measuring things in rens?
I don't know if we ever did.
We measure the cost uh, of different products and how many Good Smile Company Tosaka Ren figures it could buy. So, that pizza we ordered was a sixth of a Ren. That gun clap he bought was about 3.5 Rens. The gun I want is about 7 or 8 Rens. That's how we roll. So, we'll be back in a minute. We're going to put on a song first, though. Okay, we still haven't talked about Touhou much yet, and that's still going to continue to be the case that we're not going to talk about Touhou.
Are you gonna keep mentioning about us not talking about Touhou?
If I decide that it is important enough, yes.
I see.
So, what else is there to talk about? I don't know. So I got Final Fantasy 13 too, and it's probably the best Final Fantasy in my opinion. So, you guys should go out and buy it if you like Final Fantasy. There's my review on Final Fantasy 13 too.
That's a very short review.
I don't really know what to say except it took all the things people hated about Final Fantasy 13 and got rid of them, and then added in a bunch of whole new things that are neat, and then was combined with good characters and an interesting story to make a great game that I haven't finished yet. I'll probably play it heavily on Sunday and possibly some on Monday when I'm off work. Oh, speaking of work, I got screwed over at work today. It sucked.
Uh-huh.
So I haven't done anything at work all week long. I have sat around all day and been bored. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And today, my supervisor was telling me about some stuff I was gonna have to do next week. And she's like, "Oh, by the way, I didn't give anyone more work this week because I was trying to let everyone get caught up for next week when we have all this extra stuff to do." And so I'm like, "So I've been sitting here all week waiting for work to appear on my desk, and you haven't had any for me all week, and I've been bored out of my fucking mind." Because I'd read all the manga I brought, and I put a bunch of episodes of some anime on my Zune, but for some reason it wasn't playing it back right, and it was all fuzzy, and that sucked. So I couldn't really watch it.
Right.
And so I was sitting there with nothing to do on today. I'm like, well, fuck it. I'm just gonna go tell my supervisor I don't have anything to do, and then I'm bored. Thinking that she would give me some busy work or something that she needed done to complete.
Uh-huh.
And so I tell her that I don't have anything to do, and she's like, okay, I'm gonna go tell so and so you don't have anything to do. So and so being like her boss, the whole program director of the whole office.
Why is she going to tell so and so this?
Because she didn't want to think of something for me to do, so she was gonna go see if she had anything for me to do.
I see.
And I was like, oh fuck, I wanted something easy to do, not whatever impossible task she has set aside. But it was too late, the wheels had already been set in motion. And so she comes back and tells me, okay, well, this one lady's not here this week, and so we were going to split her work up between you and three other people. And I'm just going to ask the person who's dividing the work up to make sure you get your portion first so you have something to do.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. So I go back, but it's going to take a little while. And so I was like, well, I was looking for something to do, from about 10 in the morning to 4:30 in the afternoon. And so they're telling me it's going to be ready about noon. And at noon, I get this huge fucking stack of paper that's like 30 cases. No, it wasn't about 30 cases. More like about 20 something cases. Not quite 30. More than 20, less than 30. And I'm like, what the fuck? This is almost a whole week's worth of work. And they had decided at some point in time that instead of giving everyone a fourth of the work, they would just give me all the work. So it's like, so because I was bored for 6 hours on a Friday, they decided that they'd give me an extra week's worth of work to do. Needless to say, I did not get through it all today. I didn't even put a dent in it.
Uh-huh.
Oh, so now I got this extra stuff to do next week in addition to my normal work, and the extra stuff they gave me today. Because like I said, I didn't have any work this week normally because we're getting extra stuff next week. And then on Friday they give me the whole week's worth of shit, and I have all this stuff coming next week. So needless to say, I'm a little sad.
Shouldn't have opened your fucking mouth.
I told my supervisor that later too. I was like, I'm never gonna say anything about being bored again. And she's like, well, in the future, if you need something to do, do you just want me to keep it between me and you? I'm like, yes, yes. God, I will do busy work for you to make your life a little bit easy for because you're my supervisor. I will not do busy work for every fucking person in the office because I don't give a shit about them.
You don't give a shit about her either.
Clappy, I love my supervisor. She's a very nice person.
Uh huh.
And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Uh huh.
Actually, we get along very well.
Right.
What? You stop
Huh?
looking. Shut up.
So you ask me a question and tell me to shut up?
Oh boy. So that's that. That was Viez's fucking week at work. 4 days of sheer boredom, followed by 6 hours of oh my fucking god, look at all this work. Oh, but that's fine. I'm still not worried about it. I'll get it all done before the other retards in my unit. Sorry, I should probably edit that out in case one of them listens to this somehow.
Oh God. The real question is, would they know?
Would they know? Like
Would
what?
they know? Well, because they don't know your name, and they don't really know
Oh,
much about you.
considering you can tell it's my voice, we've mentioned the Kansas City area in this podcast, and no, they might not know.
There's no way for knowing for sure,
There's
but
no way
they
knowing for
may get
sure.
suspicious.
I don't think I've ever, since I haven't really mentioned what I do.
Why don't you just apologize to them?
I do insurance work, Clappy. So for to
Uh huh.
everyone at the insurance brokerage, I'm very sorry. Uh, shut up. I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking. Uh,
Right.
that's funny.
It's hilarious.
Uh, that wasn't that funny.
No, it was pretty good.
It was alright. Uh, not as good as the fun you and Alan had on last podcast.
What did we do?
Oh, it's
I don't
not.
remember. It's
That's.
been a long time.
Oh well. What a shame. So anyway, what was I talking about? Now I've lost my train of thought. So the
Good thing.
Powerball's $325 million.
Have you won? Are you getting hiring me?
No, it's $310 million. Well, without that extra $5 million, Clappy, I don't know.
You still
Don't
haven't
worry.
answered the question.
If I win, will I hire you?
Well, I already knew that you were gonna hire me if you win.
Will I hire you if I lose? No,
No.
because I won't have any money to do so, unless you want to invest some of your paycheck with me in our gun and anime shop.
I don't have enough money to really invest into that.
And I don't have enough money to hire you.
So there we go.
Uh, but on the last ticket, I won $4, so I traded in for another ticket, and I won $4 on that ticket, so I traded in for another ticket.
Huh.
So I keep winning $4 by getting the Powerball and no normal numbers.
Now you just need to get the Powerball and all of the normal numbers.
Uh-oh, you became all weird and staticky. Are you there, Clappy? Clappy? Clappy.
Yeah. Better or
Yeah,
worse?
it's better.
I just unplugged my mic and plugged it back in.
I don't know why I brought up the Powerball except for the fact that I have this ticket sitting on my desk.
I don't know, but you should win. Totally.
That would be pretty cool. Uh, so I also got Soul Calibur 5. That game's not very good. It's alright, but it's not that great. A lot of the movesets I feel are watered down compared to the older games. So it's like everyone has the same button inputs. So it doesn't really matter which character you play as. You can learn all the characters a lot easier, which I don't like. None of the characters feel unique. There's less moves overall per character, and a lot of the moves I used to like are gone. And there's no Amy, and no Cassandra, and no Song Mina, and that's gay. And I mean that in the most literal sense of the word. So there's my review on Soul Calibur 5. Also, there's no good single player mode. They just have one story mode for one character, well, like two characters, and it sucks. And there's no neat thing like there was in Soul Calibur 3, which I don't remember what the thing was called, but it was cool. So that's my review on Soul Calibur 5. What do you think, Clappy,
About Soul Calibur,
about my review?
it was beautiful. I'm weeping. Okay, I'm not
Uh,
really weeping. That's a
okay.
lie.
I think we're dragging out on this podcast. It's not one of our better podcasts.
This is a pretty shitty podcast.
Uh, how many rounds? So did you go through all 100 rounds today?
Yeah, I fired everything I've got.
So now you have nothing to defend your figures with?
Nothing to defend my figures with, yes.
This is disgusting. What are you going to do if someone breaks down your door and demands your figures right now?
I go get my gun and throw it at them.
That won't protect Alice, Clappy.
No, but it might protect Saber. Or Saber.
Or Saber. Wait, how many Sabers do you have right now? Two?
Two.
And then you have two at work?
One at work. Which is a plastic kit and doesn't really count.
And then you have one more Saber on the way.
I do have one more Saber. She's not on the way, not until May or something.
So Clappy has four Sabers.
Yeah. And yet, I don't have a normal Saber. Well, I guess, okay, the plastic kit's a normal Saber, but it's like
Tiny.
tiny.
I want to order a new figure, but I don't know what to order. There's a lot of things I want to order, though, so we'll see. Man, I need to find that figure of, what's her name? Talithia Testarossa from
Uh,
Full Metal Panic. You know who that
oh,
is, right?
jeez.
Tessa?
I think
She's got
so.
the silver hair.
Yeah.
Damn it, there's a figure of her I want, but it's like fucking forever old and not for sale anywhere except eBay, and they want like 300 fucking dollars for it.
But that's not going to stop you, is it?
God, I want it. I want it so much.
There goes the tax return.
No, no. I get paid next week.
There goes next week's paycheck.
Oh, about a third of it if I paid $300. I should be getting my raise soon. My real raise and not my shitty raise.
Yeah, real raise.
And then I won't get another real raise until next January. And it will be a real raise, but it'll also be a real shitty raise. I can't remember. It's like 2% or something of base pay. It's not
Assuming I stay on track, I'll have another raise in July.
that's
Oh,
not bad.
yeah. Yeah, it'd be pretty nice. I thought my internet died there, but it didn't.
I can still hear you, so
Obviously not.
packets are still being delivered.
That is strange.
I've had about a belly full of testing this new podcasting method.
Testing?
Yes, this was a test podcast. I mean,
Bullshit.
I'm gonna put it on YouTube. Don't get me wrong, but it was a test podcast.
So you are
I lo-
visibly displeased with this podcast?
I don't like this method of recording.
It is a shitty method.
It's
Maybe.
annoying. It's a step backwards.
Yes, it is.
It harkens back to the podcast of old, where we had to have 50 parts, except I can still upload them all together. You know, one of our podcasts got taken off YouTube
Did it?
for copyright infringement, so now our account has a strike against it.
Copyright infringement.
It was
What
weird
was
when I
what was
first
infringed?
some song belonged to Sony Music Entertainment Japan, naturally.
How?
Oh, I'm sure they somehow they detected one of the songs embedded in the podcast
I
because
mean, but how is it belong to Sony?
we used a copyrighted song in the podcast.
I'm just baffled that Sony actually owns a song that would be used in a podcast like ours.
Oh, I'm not surprised. Well, maybe a little surprised, but not that surprised. I'm more surprised at the technology YouTube has to detect it because our podcast was banned in Germany as soon as I uploaded it for possibly having copyright material, and then like 6 months later they took it off the rest of YouTube.
Huh.
So, so that's a little weird.
Oh well.
So I think it was like podcast 12 or 13. Oh well, that's that. Seemed like I had more things I wanted to talk about. I wrote down a list when I was at work, but I didn't bring the list home with me. Or I threw the list away or something.
Why would you do that?
What?
Why?
Why what?
It
Why
makes
would
no
why
sense.
would I make a list or why would I accidentally throw it away?
Yes,
Fuck off.
it makes no fucking sense.
What?
No fucking
You
sense.
can't keep saying that without addressing which thing doesn't make sense.
The second one, throwing it away,
On
not bringing it
accident.
home.
On accident. Accidentally. As in
Why
not
wouldn't you put it
intentional.
somewhere that you could keep and know where it was at
I thought I put it
and
in my
protect it?
pocket, but it's not in my pocket. Oh god. It's probably in the washing machine.
Quick, stop the washing machine. The podcast must go on.
I no, it's in the dryer now. It's already been washed. Cause I changed jeans when I got home to wash my other pair of jeans for tomorrow. Cause they're my
Uh-huh.
nicer pair of jeans, and I think I left it in my pocket. So that's that.
It's gone, never to be returned again.
Let's see. We talked about Clappy's gun to the shooting range, and I was gonna review Soul Calibur and Final Fantasy in detail, but I just don't feel like it. Go buy Final Fantasy 13 2, Soul Calibur's take or leave.
Done and done.
You didn't buy Soul Calibur like you said you were going to.
That doesn't mean I'm not going to.
It was probably a good thing you didn't, though. I never play it hardly. I'll just keep my record on like 80% win record on ranked, which is only like 20 games, but whatever. All because I went on a tear with Pyrrha and won fucking 11 games in a row.
How close are we getting to our time limit here?
We still got 12 minutes. I'd at least like to make this podcast a little long.
Okay. Was there anything else you want to talk about?
Nope. So we're done. I don't know.
We're done.
We're not done, or we are done. I don't know. I could talk about what I bought recently, but I don't really feel like bringing it up.
Oh, is it here yet?
You got all fuzzy.
Is it
Yeah.
here yet?
Is that
Shut up.
Fix your mic. What's wrong with your mic anyway?
Is it fixed?
No, it's even worse.
Is it fixed?
Yes. I think
I don't
it's
know what's
scheduled to
wrong.
arrive next Friday.
Okay. I don't know what's
So,
wrong with it, but sometimes I'll play with the cord and it like starts doing that, I
yeah,
guess.
you probably shouldn't play with the cord.
But god damn it, I have things to play with.
I really don't need to know all that.
That's not the point. Don't start this because you know what I can do.
I
Of
don't
course, you'll
really,
just edit. You'll edit it out if you wouldn't want it in there.
I don't really care that much. Although I haven't shown anyone else a picture of the other figure I ordered yet. I thought about showing Alan a picture of it, but I decided against it.
Probably a good idea.
Although I did order the Neptune figure.
Well, it was a good figure.
It was alright. It wasn't the best.
I like it.
But it's probably the only Neptune figure they're gonna make, so. Oh, if only they would make a figure of Lady Blackheart instead, I would buy two of them.
Only two.
Or one. But I would buy it more than I would buy one of Neptune. But I gotta take what I can get. Other than that, that's all that's happening in the podcast world. We are going to have another Touhou podcast at some point in time.
I
It'll
see.
be the Touhou H episode.
Are you serious?
I've got a guest host willing to do it.
Oh my god.
Maybe even two if we talk. I know Aya said he would be willing to jump in on that too. We could have two guest hosts. We can have a Touhou H panel.
What the fuck?
Oh, fun times are awaiting. So that's it for Touhou podcast number 2X.
2X. God.
This is VS 3025, and
Clappy.
we'll be back with a real Touhou related podcast at some point in time. So hold tight, everyone.
Ever.